Yeah.
Air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Comp as a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Comp as a quarterback and send him out. Take off. I'm on a rocket, a space dog. Bought a new car from Elon, wanna race. I've been asking how long is it gonna take. I've been cracking the code, had to break it safe. I've been writing my wrongs, had to change my ways. I was stuck in one place, so I had to shake. They try holding me down, but I found my way. Roddy Rich and so bicycle love me. Ride away, then my heart went on ice again. Find the balance, my patience been going thin. In the field every day till I reach the end. Popping up on your side like we out of bounds. Ain't no way that they think that it's stopping now. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. Air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Comp as a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Comp as a quarterback and send him out.
What is up, football fans? What is going on? It is the Air It Out Podcast brought to you by none other than Inside the Hashes. Listen, we are the apex of football. I don't know if you know that, but we really are. It's lit over here, you know. We cover it all. And listen, I've got two of the best, if I do say so myself, two of the best analysts, and one of them being our CEO. In the building today. I'm not going to throw it to the CEO first, though. I'm going to throw it to the coach. Coach, say what's up to people, man.
Listen, people, it's always a pleasure being on here with the two greatest, you know what I mean? But, all right, I'm going to do this one time. So, Avery, I want you to remember this day. Write it down in your calendar. Props to y'all in the Falcons. I'm going to need that. I needed that one for y'all. I appreciate that, my guy. Looking out. Let them know. Appreciate that. Helped us out too. Love that. Birds looking out for one another. Love it.
I mean, I don't think I need to say more than just I'm gonna just hold this right here. You know, I'm gonna let the CEO go ahead and say what he got to say, you know, say his piece and everything. But I'm gonna just hold this right here for y'all, you know.
Birds banding together. I like it.
Listen, now we just need y'all to slide over and help with the bird gang. I mean, that's all the birds in here.
I didn't hear a thing that you said, CEO. You kind of choppy there. I didn't hear anything you just said.
I was literally saying my internet is garbage right now, so I don't know what's going on. But I'll be in and out. But I was saying, y'all birds flock together, I guess, man. Birds flock together. But yeah, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna give a welcome and apology to the Giants fan because I gave y'all no chance of beating us. I said guarantee, and I was talking my stuff. And hey, I'm a Super Bowl champion, as you see behind me. So I feel like I can. I want to apologize for y'all, but I will say this. We see y'all in 2 weeks, bro. Y'all need to chill. Because that was y'all Super Bowl, I guess. Because dang, y'all was them Giants fans was talking. And rightfully so. Like I said last week, I respect my boy Dart. I respect my boy Scatterboo. But man, it was a rough one, bro. It started with all the injuries, like late injuries, and I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but shout out to you guys. My Michigan boys lost too, man. I had a rough week. Lost my fantasy as well. I had a rough week, my boys.
So everybody need to win every once in a while.
My God, I'm gonna just put this right there. And you brought up fantasy. I just want to also point out that, you know, I took over the #1 spot in our fantasy league. But I'm gonna just leave that there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, you know, it was a good week for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Your internet is a little choppy like your team's record. But it's cool, you know what I'm saying? We'll be going to. So
Hold on.
It was a joke. Relax. It's a joke.
Oh, that one it was smooth under the radar.
It was. You see what he just did?
It was a joke. It's all love.
I'm gonna say because we all. 4-2. I mean, that's not the season.
We're not doing it. Y'all still y'all got a better record than us. Y'all the defending champs. I can't say nothing. I'm just
real quick. Can I say one thing real quick? I know my minutes keep going up. I'll say this real quick. I was down. I was out. I was depressed this weekend. But seeing the Falcons beat the Bills, seeing the Bears beat the Washington, seeing Carolina beat Dallas. Oh, I was good after that. I'm like, hey, I'm good because everything suck, but you suck too.
Pinky out, Roberto. If you know, you know. Anyway, listen, we're gonna jump into the show today, y'all. We got a jam-packed show, lots to cover. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We want to start with our Monday Night Football review. You know, I don't need to say much. I'm gonna just hold this right here once more. Again, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and put this right here. Falcons versus the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Bills came into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. First game for the Falcons. At home on Monday Night Football in 7 years. In 7 years, man, it's absolutely amazing. We get to not only have a Monday Night Football game, but host one. So extremely grateful for that. Absolutely amazing game. I'm not going to talk too much. I'll let you guys do most of the talking here. But, you know, I'm going to just hold this right here one more again, just so y'all know. But I also want to just point out the statistic that I found very, very interesting, that Scott McDermott, Sean McDermott, the head coach for the Bills, is now, I believe, either 0-3 or 0-4 against teams coming off bye week. Little known fact. Crazy stat. All right. Mr. CEO, talk to us about the Monday Night Football game. What were your thoughts? You're cutting up again on us. You're cutting up. You're choppy. You're back now, I think. All right,
cool. All right, Avery, I don't know if you could tell me. I don't know if you your GM, your owner. I need one of y'all to let me know when y'all having good games, because I could have been at that game. Like, bro, like. But I don't know if I should go to the Falcons game, because every time I go to a Falcons game, y'all lose like drastically. So I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's just I need to know when y'all want to play well, because like y'all was not looking that good until that game. Like y'all lost to Carolina. Y'all got blown out by Carolina, and then y'all played the Bills, and y'all was like, oh yeah, we're a team, bro. Like we actually good. And I'm like, where this come from, man? I was disappointed. Because I wanted to be at that game. I had to work. I'm just playing. But still, man, like Falcons, bro, like who knew y'all was gonna put it all together? We've been talking about like why the offense can't click in. Y'all got all this talent. Y'all got Drake who went off, which again, I'll reiterate, I think is still the best wide receiver out of that class, with Olave, with Garrett Wilson, and even George Pickett. I still think he's the better wide receiver. Let's say that. Man,
I'm sorry, you got choppy again. I don't understand what you're saying. You kind of went out on us again. But I would agree with you in the meantime and say that, yeah, I agree that Drake London is the best receiver from that class. And I'll say this as well. I think it is you. You know what I mean? You're an Eagles fan, so you don't need to be up in our stadium bringing that bad, stuff up into our stadium. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll let you go ahead and finish your statement.
Nah, I'm not a Falcons hater. I don't hate on y'all team. I actually appreciate y'all team. I've been saying this for years. I was one of the.
I guess it was one of the first tags to, like the Falcons uniforms, I guess.
I guess so. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, but it looks like we lost him for the time being. So we'll go ahead and wait to see if he is able to jump back in. But Coach, I'll let you go ahead now and you talk about the game. Tell me how you feel about it, man.
Well, I think that this could be the start for something in your Falcons, honestly. So they came up with, first off, defense. Got to give props to them. They've made a good turnaround this year so far in certain aspects, particularly against Josh Allen. The game plan that they came up with, whether it was confusing them, whether it was just showing them straight up man on man and daring him to beat them, it was very good to see. And they made Josh Allen honestly look pretty mortal. He didn't look like Superman with his cape. He looked honestly like a mortal quarterback, and it was refreshing to see, especially with the way that they've been able to do it. So the main thing is, for me, the way that offense looked for the Falcons, that's what got me the most excited, honestly. Drake London looks like the receiver we all thought he would be. Big receiver that can play small when he wants to and play big when he needs to. And he's not getting enough love for that. On top of that, can we give props to Bijan? Give props to Kyle Pitts, who's honestly just doing his thing this year with Penix? And can we also talk about the fact that, Avery, I don't know if you know this, why has Bijan Robinson not been able to pull off more than one 40-plus yard run in his career? That doesn't make sense to me. But to see it happen, I love it. And I honestly want to see more. So love to see it. Love to hear about it. And love to see the Bills lose. I don't care. Sound like a little bit of a hater, but it is. So, props to y'all. Great win. Let's just hope that y'all can keep this up now. That's the main thing. Right now, it looks like this here is any given Sunday, truly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. So let's start with the whole Bijan situation. Absolutely played phenomenal. I think he's, in my opinion, the second best back in the league at this point. I don't think there's a debate. In my opinion, I think
talent overall.
I think we're talking talent overall. Like I think obviously that one still goes to Saquon, and then it's Bijan. We're talking about from a production and talent and all those different things, I honestly would put him at number one. I mean, right now, playing the best in football, the only person that I could say that is in comparison, I would say is Jonathan Taylor. And I wouldn't say Jonathan Taylor only because of the elusiveness that Bijan has. I don't see that with Jonathan Taylor. They're both fast, they breakaway speed, they're both powerful runners, they both have amazing vision. And that's not to say Jonathan Taylor is not elusive. It's just the elusiveness of Bijan is on a completely different level. And then I would put Jahmyr Gibbs right below that as well. So that's just my personal opinion. There's a little bit of bias there. I will say that. I won't even there's a little bit of bias there. Okay. But yeah, man, like you said, it's any given Sunday, man. I think to be quite honest, I think that win was a microcosm of a couple of different things. Number one, we had a bye week. I think having a bye week after coming off the embarrassing loss to the Panthers, I think that was one of those things where that loss was something that woke us up, right? Like, wait a second. Not to say that the Panthers are a bad team, right? We just seen them beat Dallas, and Dak is playing like one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL right now, right? So Dallas is not a scrub team. And the Panthers are not a scrub team. But at the same time, it's a division game that we were expected to win. And we were favored to win pretty heavily in that regard. So the fact that we laid a goose egg and got 30 points on us was a situation where it's like, you know what, wait, maybe we need to go back to the drawing board with a couple of things. And I think we did that. I said this in one of the chats that I'm in with a bunch of Falcons fans. And I said, I have an issue and it scares me with our defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbricht's scheme, because it is heavily dependent on A.J. Terrell. What do I mean by that? The man coverage corner is essential to his defensive scheme. And when A.J. was hurt, we had to play much more zone. because we had to play much more zone, we couldn't bring as much pressure. Because we couldn't bring as much pressure, teams were able to score at will on us. And I think that was part of the reason that we were dealing with some of what we dealt with against the Panthers, right? And so I think we were able to fix some of those things during the bye week. So I think that's number one, a reset during the bye week. Number two, quiet as kept. One could say the Bills haven't played anybody. And then when they finally played teams that were actually pretty decent in the Patriots and the Falcons, they actually lost those games, right? So there's a question. I mean, look at the teams that they beat prior to. One could say that they hadn't played anybody, that they probably were playing down to the competition, and maybe they weren't expecting these teams to be as good as they are. And then number three, I think is a situation where, and I said this on our last podcast, I think the Bills are way too Josh Allen dependent. They don't have any receivers that threaten a defense. They don't. Khalil Shakir is the one guy that you're like, okay, he's shifty, and but nobody really threatens the defense. Yes, they can run the ball with James Cook, but as you see, they got down 21-7. That kind of took them a little bit out of the game plan where they had to throw the ball a little bit more, and Josh Allen throws 2 picks. And it's like they're a little bit too dependent because the receivers are not creating the separation that you would want. I personally think before the trade deadline is over, I think they need to make a move to make sure that they get a dynamic wide receiver for Josh Allen. And this is not to say that they can't win without it. I'm saying that it does hamper the type of offense they're trying to play. If they're going to be Josh Allen independent, you got to give them a little bit more weapons. And those are the three reasons that I think that the Bills faltered kind of the way that they did. And shout out to Jeff Ulbrich. I do, like I said, he had a phenomenal game plan. If you saw the first drive, they played a lot of zone. And Josh Allen just walked down the field on us. And then the second drive, we went back to the bread and butter, playing man, sending 5 guys at minimum. And it's like the Bills couldn't necessarily find or make the adjustments necessary to win the football game. But shout out to them. And shout out to my boys one more again. You know, we got a nice strong dub on Monday night at home. Coach, final thoughts?
Yeah. So real quick to your second point, when you look at the teams that the Bills played, when they played the Ravens, and the Ravens looked like they were just going to go back to last year, beginning of the year form, well, end of the year form, we put up 40 points on them. It wasn't until our defense decided to not come back and show up that they really was able to get back into the game. And every other team they played, there have been question marks at best about all of them. So I'm with you there, Avery. They really haven't played too many good teams, and honestly, could have started off the year 0-1. So there's that. So, you know, Mr. CEO, you have any thoughts about it, or?
All right. First of all, can y'all hear me?
Hey, he's back.
I can hear you. Yes.
Can you see me?
We can see you.
Can see you. Yes.
Let's do it. All right. I had to do some adjustments right there.
Still a little bit choppy, but you there.
A little choppy. All right. It's okay. All right. A little choppy.
Just a little bit.
It's not the worst. It's not as bad as it was. But yeah, man, Bijan is a beast, bro. And I agree with what Darren said about Bijan. That dude, you know, considering, you know, I didn't know how many touchdowns he had until I looked at the stats. He has a lot of touchdowns, and he's a catalyst for y'all offense. I think that, but once y'all use all y'all weapons all together, I think y'all are a really strong offense, and it's going to really depend on Michael Penix to keep that engine rolling. I will disagree with Darren talking about some Kyle Pitts. I still don't understand what y'all enamored about that guy, man. He's not showing me enough, man. Like, for everything that y'all got for him and early in the rounds, man, he should be way better than he is. He's just a guy right now still to me. I know he's a big name. I know he got the size and the speed and high draft pick, but Kyle Pitts is still not at that level that I expect him to be. He's a little bit better than he was, but Kyle Pitts, man.
So I'll say this: he's not living up to his draft position. I will give you that.
100%.
But two things in that regard. Number one, he shouldn't have been drafted that high. Let's just call it what it is. He shouldn't have been drafted in the top 10. He's a great talent, but I don't think he should have been drafted in the top 10 in the first place. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. And then number two, I think it's a situation where, like you said, to your point, he's a guy, but at the same time, you don't want Kyle Pitts to go off either. And that's, I think, what is missed a lot of times is the fact that he can be a quote-unquote decoy in that offense, where it's just like, wait a second, who do we want to kind of beat us? Do we want Drake London to beat us or Kyle Pitts? Because if Kyle Pitts is beating us, that means that we're giving up all of the underneath and intermediate stuff, and that the running game is absolutely chewing us apart and the play action is working. That's what that means to me. And I think most defensive coordinators and defenses probably think the same way. Like, yo, if he's beating us, that means we're getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's a straight line runner. Go ahead.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, and I completely agree with what you're saying, but he had to get to that point first, and he hasn't. In order for him to coordinators to be like, I don't want him to beat us, he has to actually beat y'all. He haven't really, I think it maybe been one game that you're like, oh, this is the Kyle Pitts game. He hasn't done it yet. So it's like your focus is always going to be on Bijan. Then your focus is going to be on Drake London. Then the next person, you know what I mean? And he's not good in the run game either. He can't block. So it's like he can't really be a tight end. He can't really be a wide receiver. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. So here's what I would put up with, and I don't know if this is the case, but he had 1,000 yards as a rookie, right? Mm-hmm. And he had that 1,000 yards with a quarterback who's competent. Now, theoretically, they have a quarterback that's competent again. So it could be a situation where teams are like, wait a second, he now has a competent quarterback. We don't want him getting off, right? And then, like you said, he hasn't done it. I think it's a situation because, one, there hasn't been competent quarterback, and then two, a situation where I think teams are saying, again, hey, if he's getting off, that means everybody else is probably eating because he's a straight line runner. He's not the best when it comes to breaking down and running routes and getting in and out of breaks. So if he's getting big chunk yardage, that means it's the seams. That means it's the underneath routes, the intermediate routes, which means our defense is getting absolutely gashed. And so I think defensive coordinators are probably thinking like, yeah, we probably need to lean to his side because Drake London is honestly, he's been playing more in the slot, right? Which means, okay, listen, if he's in the slot, there's a corner and there's more often than not a safety. So there's somewhat of a bracket coverage, right? I think they're like, all right, we can probably work with that. But when Bijan is gashing you for 7 yards of carry, it's like, it don't matter. It could be Drake, it could be Kyle, it could be Casey Washington, it could be Darnell Mooney, it could be because the play action game is there now. And so that's the point I'm making. I personally, I hear what you're saying as far as Kyle Pitts, and I think that he has to play a little bit better. I think they should probably run a couple more plays for him, and I think that's a part of it as well. I don't think they actually run plays for Kyle Pitts, and the plays that they do run, I think, are kind of mediocre at best. But I agree that he has not lived up, like I said, to his draft position. I agree with that 110%. But again, this is just me being a objective, viewer. I have no clue if this is in fact the case. I don't know. It could be. Let's just call it what it is. Objectively, it could be that Kyle Pitts is mid. Like I'm not even going to deny it could. I don't know, but these are my guesses.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if he's mid, but
no, he's mid.
Is he a world beater? No, but he is somebody that is a threat to any defense that he goes up against.
Anybody's a threat. Anybody in the NFL is a threat. It's the fact that you got all that talent around you and you can't really show it. Like you spotty. You get what I'm saying? And it's not like he has to be the guy. He's not like a Gronk or anything where Gronk is the guy, or even like
But you also
Mark Andrews or something like that. He's not the guy. He don't have to be the guy. You still can't get projection out of him.
Let's also not forget game flow, though. Let's also not forget game flow. Early on, Bijan and Drake were killing. Why switch it?
No, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like the game flow is showing, like, hey man, they can't stop Drake from getting open. They can't stop Bijan from doing this thing. Hey Kyle, you gonna have to, you gonna have to bite the bullet this game. Like it is what it is. Like that's just right. And it could be just one of those things where it's just like it could have been that situation. I don't know. I'm just the point I make is I don't know. And there's question marks all around that whole situation. But we're not gonna stay in because it's not the Kyle Pitts show. We're gonna move on to our next topic, and that's just a quick rundown of the week news show. There's a lot, like I said, that has been taking place, so we want to kind of touch on some of those things. And the first thing is that Zadarius Smith has announced his retirement from the NFL. This comes to a shock to some people, especially I would say Eagles fans who were looking for and need an upgrade to their pass rush after losing what they lost in the offseason on the defensive line, i.e., Josh Sweat and Milton Williams and names like that, right? So I'll go to the resident Eagles fan here. Brandon Graham to retirement. I'll go to the resident Eagles fan here. What were your thoughts when Zadarius Smith retired? And again, just want to shout him out again. He played, I believe, 11 years and ended up with 70.5 sacks. And I want to say two fumble recoveries and 10 forced fumbles. So pretty solid stats. But again, what were your thoughts about his retirement?
Terrible timing. I'm okay with anybody that wants to retire that don't feel like they got the juice anymore. He came in with all the energy. He was like, hey, I'm not retiring. I got a lot in my pockets. I like, and this and that. It was terrible timing, man. You can't do it like unless there's really something underlying that's going on. You cannot do that knowing that the Eagles media, the Philadelphia media is gonna be all on that, man. And I'm just like, since you did that, I was like, oh no, this is bad. But I mean, he was a leading sack guy on our team. Granted, that don't mean crap because he only had 1.5. But not having Nolan Smith right now, he's out for a couple of weeks with re-injured that pectoral muscle from the Super Bowl. So he's out for a couple of weeks. I think weeks 8 or 9, he could be eligible to come back. Not having Brandon Graham, who's retired, it seemed like Eagles fans are begging him to come back now because of that. Like you said, Sweat's out, Milton's out. So it's going to be a very interesting how the defense is going to attack, get home. They've been trying to do a lot of blitzes, which it's not really, what we did last year. We barely did that last year. Now we're using a lot more blitz, which is opening up on other teams' offenses when they know we're blitzing. So it's going to be interesting to see. I just think it's terrible timing. But I will say this. I blame Cash Dow. I blame Cash Dow.
Oh,
I blame Cash Dow.
I mean, listen. I mean, it could be a situation.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say, like, it could be a situation where he's gonna settle down and he's like, look, man, I got my girl and I'm ready to hang it up and start.
If I had Cash Dow, and I had my paper up too, I probably would have said the same thing.
he probably man, look, I got what I came here for. You know what I'm saying? So part of me is a conspiracyist and makes me wonder if something is going on behind the scenes. Something feels off about this. I'm not mad at that take. I'm not mad at that take, Coach Wifey. I think that's a pretty solid take. There could be something going on. Maybe because of his age, he did retire at 33, so he's on the later end of his career. Maybe there was some doping going on, and he before it even comes out in the suspension, I'm just going to retire. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't put that on him. The guy has always looked like he's been in great shape and things like that. But who knows? I personally think it may be a situation where You know, he's drafted by Baltimore, and Coach, we'll get to you. He's drafted by Baltimore, but then he's most notably known for playing in Green Bay. Then he goes to Minnesota, then Cleveland, then Detroit. What do all of these areas have in common outside of maybe Baltimore? Very much small market teams, right? Maybe it was a situation, to your point, Jerome, that Philly was just kind of too much for him, right? Maybe the big market and all the noise and all the this and that and this and that and this and that, and then the scrutiny behind you guys. Oh, you lost 2 games. Oh my God, the world is exploding, right? Maybe that was a little too much for him because he comes from teams that were, again, smaller markets. And to me, he seems like a guy who's like, he don't like to be in the mix of stuff. He don't like controversy. He kind of seems like, not that he keeps to himself, but he's like, I'm not with the extraness. And so maybe that was going to the decision. Not sure, but Coach, tell me, what are your thoughts on Za'Darius Smith? And,
before Coach go, because I want to put this rumor out there too, so he can chime in on this as well. But there's a rumor that the Eagles was trying to trade for a pass rusher, and he was part of that package. Now, if that's the case, I understand that, because if you're that older guy, and like I said, with cashed out, and you got your wife and your kids and whatever, you don't want to keep moving around, especially in the middle of the season. So if that's the case, and they were trying to trade him, I understand that. But go ahead, Darren. I'll let you take that and do what you will with that.
Not gonna lie, that makes a whole lot more sense to me, because if you're 33, you've bounced around. We just heard the team, the Ravens, the Packers, the Vikings, the Browns. They all have one thing in common. They ain't been to no Super Bowl recently. They ain't win no ring recently. And I know if you're a 33-year-old player still trying to play and going to a team like the Eagles after they won the championship, you're not going there for the money. You have the money already. You're going there for a ring. So if he was already on the trade block, and he might have been shipped away, especially to a team that honestly is not going to be a contender anytime soon, that would make sense on why you would want to retire, especially if we're almost mid in the season. You might as well call a spade a spade. It's mid-season and you're retiring. There's something going on with that. Yes, he was a great player. Multiple sacks, multiple years of double-digit sacks. A guy that, honestly, I was upset that left Baltimore, one of the many. And I love to see him play in all the other places he played other than Cleveland when we had to play against him. But for me, and I can even show y'all my notes, it literally is one sentence. Great player. Sad to see him call it quits mid-season, but I wonder on why. Because anybody that's quit mid-season, there is a reason behind it. Whether it had been AB, whether it had been even, and this is a throwback, y'all, Vontae Davis. We all remember when he quit, not just mid-season, but he quit in the middle of the game. Then halftime, he went in the locker room and said, yeah, all right, y'all, I'm out. I see y'all. That's still one of the craziest mid-season retirements I ever heard. But for this to happen, and especially, no offense, he's a team leader in sacks with 1.5. That's something that y'all want to miss, because that tells me right there, y'all not getting the pressure y'all once got. And if I'm being honest, yes, you do, guys. You are missing people like Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith. But honestly, the biggest loss that y'all took wasn't Milton Williams. It was Josh Sweat. Losing him to, I believe, the Bears, that was a real hurt piece for y'all. That was I was a little concerned about, because not only was he a pass rusher for you guys, but Josh Sweat can stop the run.
You're thinking about Montez Sweat, bro. Josh Sweat was
Montez Sweat was the Bears. Montez Sweat was the Bears. Josh was the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Cardinals. Thank you. But again, either way, he's a guy that's been able to stop the run, get double-digit sacks, and truly be that leader on the line when some of the other guys was hurt and down. Mm-hmm. He would have been a great asset for that young line right now. He could have been your new Brandon Graham. But again, props to Za'Darius Smith. Great career. Love to see you play, but definitely a little concerned on why. So that's my only thing.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, Jerome, about the trade rumors, man. I mean, I that would make a lot more sense too. You know, with there's a lot of teams with some quarterback issues and injuries and different things like that. You know, or even receiver injuries and different things. So maybe, you know, it could be, to your point, Coach, maybe he heard, I don't know if he has a no trade clause, but maybe there was a situation where he heard that, you know, he was getting shipped to a team that wasn't a contender. I mean, example, you know, let's say Zadarius Smith is getting packaged with Sam Howell and a second round pick for Trey Hendrickson. I mean, the Eagles would make that trade, but and maybe in his mind, like I'm like you said, I'm here for a ring. I came over here to get a ring. And the Bengals, they not getting a ring this year, not without Joe Burrow. So what are we talking about? You know what I mean? So maybe that was the case, Coach.
I'll even give you a better trade option that makes honestly more sense for the Eagles. First round pick, Sam Howell, Zadarius Smith, and honestly, you can throw in any other player really, other than some of your key young guys. Get Sauce Gardner. I've heard the rumors. I've heard the rumors already. Sauce Gardner is on the market in a realistic view, and the way that the Eagles want to play, if you can get a guy like Sauce to be on the other side of Quinyon Mitchell,
I know what he's about.
In the middle, have Cooper DeJean. I'm just saying that's a really good setup there for him.
It's a great setup,
but that would make more sense if they were really trying to push and going to a team like the Jets were 0-5, 0-6. I mean, I wouldn't want to go there either.
It wouldn't make sense to me. It wouldn't make sense to me because secondary is not their issue. It's the pass rush. To your, like you said, you just referenced it. The pass rush is actually their issue. Quinyon Mitchell is, in my opinion, at the point playing like a top 5, top 3 corner in the NFL.
Sure.
And Cooper DeJean ain't too far behind him, right? I think Reed Blankenship is still a decent safety, and Sidney Brown isn't a slouch. I don't think he's a scrub. I don't think secondary is the issue. I think the fact that they're not getting pressure on the quarterback is causing their secondary to have to cover longer. So you have to make plays in situations that they're not necessarily accustomed to. And to Jerome's point, to blitz more and be outside of what they want to do schematically. So me personally, I think, again, and we've seen it, when the Eagles are at their best, that D-line is humming. That D-line is scary when you have a Jordan Davis, a Jalen Carter, a Brandon Graham, a Josh Sweat, a Milton Williams who comes in for rotation. Like that is that's terrifying. It's like, how do you, because they're always fresh. And it's kind of, and I'm not comparing us to last year's Eagles, but it's kind of the model that Eagles that have shown other teams like the Falcons are trying to adopt. When you have a Jalen Walker and you have a James Pierce and you have a Leonard Floyd and you have an Arnold Ebiketie and you have a Rook Aurora and you have all these guys that you can just rotate in so everybody's fresh, and then you are able to sack Josh Allen for sacks in a primetime game on Monday night, and D. Alford, who is notoriously been known for getting cooked, gets a pick. He looked in all pro corner.
Great undercut,
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It allows the corners to play a little bit different when you have that pass rush. Jerome.
I agree with everything that Avery said, except for one little thing, but I'll get to that in a second. But to Avery's point, that's not the Eagles' MO. The Eagles' MO is always getting pass rushers, always on that defensive line. So I get what you're saying about that trade. The only thing I don't agree with what Avery said is secondary is not a problem, because it is a problem. Have you not watched Adoree Jackson?
Have you not watched Keely Ringo?
Not watched Adoree Jackson? Have you not seen Keely Ringo? I get it. I
say corner.
I get it.
The reason why I say corner.
I get it.
When I say this,
I get it. Listen. I get it.
Come on.
Hold on. Let me say this, and I'll let you go. I'll let you cook. I get what you're saying, because if we had a pass rush, they'd probably look a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, but Keely Ringo can't tackle for crap, and Adoree Jackson just always look lost, bro. That dude, they be turning that dude around so many times, bro. He's doing the salsa out there by himself on the field. Like, what are you doing, cuz? Like,
he dancing like Victor Cruz.
Listen, here's my thing. When I say, and I'm very, very particular with the words I use, I said secondary is not the problem. Is it a problem? Sure. it's not the problem. A great pass rush, though, masks the fact that your secondary isn't that good. Example, we see with the Rams. The Rams secondary is not good. They don't have guys that you like, yo, this dude is top 5 in his position. Not one. But because they got Jared Verse and Braden Fisk and I'm gathering
Kobe Turner.
Kobe Turner and guys like that, it masks the. That's what I'm talking about. Guys like that absolutely change how defensive backs can play. You got, and you got guys who are actually good, but the other side isn't that good, but it's masked because the defensive line is great. Houston Texans, Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley's nice. Who's the other corner?
Kevin Lassiter. No, sorry, Kamari Lassiter.
Is he like that though?
He is kind of like that.
He's solid.
Yeah,
he's solid. He's not like
exactly.
He's solid.
And that's my point. He don't have to be otherworldly. Now, if they didn't have a pass rush, guess who they're targeting though? Lassiter. Every single play, he's getting targeted because he's not Derek Stingley. And that's the point I'm making. Because the Eagles don't have a pass rush. You know who's not getting targeted? Quinyon. So he's like that. So they're going to the other side where they don't have to, because I don't have to worry about pass rush. All I'm going to do is target your worst corner because you can't get. Now, if there's a pass rush, it's like we can target that other corner, but we got to make sure we get the ball out because I might get hit. And that's the point I'm making. AJ Charles, the corner on the Falcons. That's why when he went out, we had to play a bunch of zone and could not do what we did on defense, and it got blown out by the Panthers because we didn't have the corner. Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah, we understand.
Quick question for you, Ree. And then we can get off this topic. What's your trust level on Adoree Jackson though? Like realistically, I don't know because of two things. One, I haven't been able to watch too much. Answer the question. One, I haven't been able to watch too much film. And then two, I don't know the entirety of y'all's scheme. What I do know is Adoree Jackson is a former Pro Bowler. I know that. So okay. Next question.
I know I watched Adoree Jackson and man coverage get turned around on a double move, and it was so bad that I'm telling you now, I don't have to be a cornerback. I don't have to coach cornerbacks, but I can tell bad, and I'm going to take your term, Avery. I know bad technique when I see it. I know bad feet when I see it.
Like I said, I haven't watched though. That's the thing. Honest to God, I have not watched many Eagles games. Like I this year, I haven't been intrigued. I haven't really been intrigued because to Drew Brees' comments, they're boring. I haven't really been watching. Like their offense is boring. Me personally. So that's just the honest to God truth. He could be a scrub. I don't know. I haven't watched.
I don't know why the Eagles keep trying to get these damn cornerbacks from New York, bro. I really don't know why. Every time these New York corners do not do good for us.
It's not the whole defense. It's not the whole defense. Let's be honest. It's not the whole defense. It's a side of the defense that is getting burnt toast. And again, I can agree with you, Avery. It's more to the pass rush being able to help mask it. But hey, if you can get by for the next 2 to 3 weeks and improve your team in the long run, why not do it? Why getting someone like Sauce? You know that you're having guys like Nolan Smith coming back healthy, and you know this is a young defense that got to gel together. They're going to pick it back up. But if you can get a guy like Sauce on the other side to help alleviate this problem now and then make y'all better in the long run, why not?
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. To me, like I said, it's just more sense to get a pass rusher. But let's get off of that and let's go into the next part of our weekly news, and that is the fact that Tua was talking absolutely wild at the mic post game this past week, and obviously he's come out and apologized for his comments since. But Tua came out and was just calling everybody out saying that there's no leadership and that he questions leadership, talking about players not coming to meetings and missing players only meetings or coming late and all the different, just throwing all of his teammates and coaching everybody up under the bus. Like, I'm talking just shoving them under the bus head first. It was very telling, if you will. Coach, what were your thoughts about Tua and his comments post game? Mind you, I believe, again, coming off a loss.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it exactly how I wrote it in my notes. So please bear with me. You aren't a starting quarterback in the NFL throwing criticism in the media about the leadership of the team. Period. You are the quarterback and one of the captains on that team. That's your leadership you're talking about. You have to do that internally, no matter how you feel about it. With that one statement, with that one press conference he had, that might be the end of Tua in Miami, because honestly, to me, you lost your team. You can't do that as the leader, as the quarterback, as the captain, voted on by your teammates and the coaches to lead that team. You cannot say that. So if there's issues with leadership, there's issues with guys not showing up to players only meetings, it's a players only meeting, which means only the players should know about it, not the media, not everyone else. And it, excuse my language, but it damn sure better not come from the quarterback and the leader on the team saying this. You have a problem with leadership, you need to change yourself, sir. You can't lead anyone if you can't reflect back and say, hey, what did I do? Why am I not leading my squad to where we need to be at?
Yeah.
The coaches coach, yes, but players are the ones that's on the field playing. Play and actually be about it. Like, what?
Yeah. Jerome, thoughts?
Listen, there's only one thing you could say about this. That it has to be true. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. There's no other way to get around it. Self-sabotage. This boy want to get out of there. He like, my coach about to be out. I'm trying to be out. Tua is done in Miami. It's no way you said this. First of all, we need leadership. Quarterback, sir. Ain't you? Second of all, you can't talk about we are how I'm going when you're terrible, sir. Get yourself together. What are you talking about? You don't go on. This is something you talk about behind the scenes. You'll go to media, and not only that you say it to the media, but you say it with a little grin on your face, like, bro, you out of here, bro. Like he out. He don't want to be here no more. He like, yeah, we don't have leadership, people go to meetings and stuff. With a big old grin on his face as he's saying it. Like, you ain't just throw two picks he threw? Bro, what are you talking about? Bro, he done, bro. He done. When I seen that, I was like, ain't no way. It couldn't be my quarterback.
Well,
couldn't be my quarterback.
I don't think he was grinning. I think he talks with his teeth. He got big teeth. But I would say this.
I was shots like this right now. Like, I know he threw him, but we don't got to go back. That's crazy.
Hey, yo.
I'm just saying. Here's the first thing. I'll say this. I think I think he's fed up. Right? I think he's kind of fed up. He's like, you know what? Like, yeah, like I think he's fed up with the criticism on him, the team, the whole thing, right? And as the quarterback of the team, the starting quarterback of the team, he's like, yo, I'm kind of eating all this stuff, and he may not be feeling supported in the locker room. So that's number one. Number two, I agree to your point. Like, to me, it sounds like you lost the locker room. Because I'm sorry, you mean to tell me if Lamar Jackson calls a player-only meeting, they showing up late? Absolutely not. Because they know who the leader of that team is. They know that it's a respect. It's a situation. If Jalen Hurts says, yo, we having a players-only meeting at 5 p.m., I bet you money everybody's showing up. The only person who might be in question would be AJ Brown. But they gonna show up. And AJ gonna show up. He
gonna show up late reading the book. That's all.
He might be late. But the point I'm making is I think that it's a situation where he may not be the leader that he thinks he is, or may not be receiving the respect that he feels he should be getting as a leader. And then the third thing is, I think it's a situation, like you said, like you cannot say those things to the nation, air those things out, because now it looks like, even if you didn't lose the locker room, it looks like you did. It looks like we got to question all the leadership, your coach, you, any other captain. It just seems like it's a complete disarray. And you're saying this off of a loss at the same time when you didn't even play well. It's really glaring. I was actually shocked to hear those comments. And to me, I'm gonna just call it what it is and call it how I see it. This new generation is soft and entitled. I don't like it. It's like y'all so sensitive. Y'all out here airing out laundry and doing all of this, and nobody's showing up to the meetings and they're showing up. Y'all are soft. And that's why Bill Belichick probably isn't in the NFL right now, because it's like, hey, this new generation of players, I can't deal with it. It's y'all soft. Everybody wants to be a diva, and everybody want to be a diva in their feelings and wear grills and chains and be fly on the field. What happened to the days where football was a gladiator sport, where it's like, man, bump out, I'm gonna knock your head off? What are we talking about? I don't think people really understand. When you walk into a football field, it's literally life and death. You can take one hit. Damar Hamlin showed us one wrong hit, and your heart can stop. And you worried about how you look? You worried about
the days of Aqib Talib pulling chains? Like, what you looking for?
What are you doing right now? Like, I miss those old Steelers versus Baltimore, just rugged, just we knocking heads. What are we talking about? That was beautiful football. Again, maybe I'm too old school. Maybe I'm too but like, I'm so tired of the entitlement and the sensitivity of this new age. It's like, yo, this sport is for grown men. Like, it is the most physical and most physically taxing, grueling sport that this nation, like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? I don't like it. I will let the CEO go, and then I'll throw it to you, Coach.
I want to publicly apologize because I said two interceptions, so I want to apologize to all the listeners. This man threw 3. This man threw 3, and he wants to come on a daggone press conference seconds after they lost about, oh, where's the leadership? Where's the leadership, bro? Oh my God! That was horrible. And then he's gonna try to come back and apologize. Like I'd rather you not even try to apologize. At that point, just leave it, bro, because it's already a mess.
Right. At that point, it's like, no, I said what I said.
Stand on business. Stand on business. Stand on business.
To me, that would I would have taken. I wouldn't even have said like what I just said about the assault. I'd have been like, you know what? I stood on that thing, man. He said what he said. He bucked up. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. Man, go ahead.
All right, 2 things real fast before I say my initial comment. One, Jerome, he threw all the leadership, all 3 picks to the other team. Let's start there. That's where the leadership went, to the other team. Second, to Avery's point, honestly, yeah, they're super soft, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna shout her out on this one. Wifey, yes, you have this NBA guys, these NFL guys. They're soft as tissue paper at this point. And I tried to defend some of these newer guys with some of the way the rules are played, but man, Avery, you brought me back. You had me doing flashbacks because I thought about, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I thought about 2010, that season, the Ravens defense that season, and in particular, the Steelers defense that year. When I say, I remember the times where you don't want to play that 2010 Steelers defense. Not because you couldn't win against them. They could be beaten. It was the fact that no matter if you won, lost, tied, it doesn't matter. Half your team is hurt. Half your team is in ice baths for the next 5 days. Forget practice. Just ice baths. Because of how beaten up they were. And how violent, how aggressive that defense was able to play. There's not many defenses that play that way nowadays.
And this is what the sport is missing. There was a mentality, I believe, that defenses used to have that is missing. And this was the mentality. This is the mentality that I have as a defensive player. And that's this. I'm willing to hit you so hard and so borderline illegal. Not illegal. I'm not trying to be dirty, but I'm willing to hit you so hard and borderline illegal that I'm willing to take a 10 to 15 yard penalty for it. But here's the question. You going to do it again? You going to come my way again? That's the mentality that's missing in football. Yeah, I got 15 yards, but guess what? Y'all not running that play no more, are y'all?
It's a good segue.
Just took that out. I just took that play right out y'all because I'm gonna do it again. Run it again.
The reason why people hated going over the middle against people like Ray Lewis, receivers hated going over the middle, and it became a tight end that had to be the one to go over the middle of the field because they were physical enough to handle that. Nowadays, you can put Justin Jefferson in the slot. These tiny little slot receivers is cooking everyone in the middle. Because they're not worried about getting hit. There's no way Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting all of the touches that he's getting from that slot position over the middle and not getting destroyed.
I just don't get it. I like it. Whatever. I think they soft. That's just me. Anyway, speaking of people who are not soft, Brian Branch got suspended for a physical altercation of fisticuffs with Juju Smith-Schuster at the end of their unfortunate loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. There's a nice little skirmish and scrum, and Brian Branch ultimately ends up getting suspended for it. The comment here, ever since they started swapping jerseys, this league has been too buddy. Hey, you know what? You got a point. You got a point, man. I don't disagree there. I'm okay with swapping jerseys. I just think that jersey should have maybe in a different type of light. So I would agree that I'm okay with swapping jerseys. I like it, but listen. I want
if your jerseys ain't dirty, it better not be swapped.
Yeah, I'm saying, and I want to hit you so hard.
Got a little bit of blood on it, a little bit of on it. Nah.
I want to
hit you so hard that when you come to me and say, "Hey, can I get that jersey?" Or if I come to you and say, "Hey, can I get that jersey?" You second guess it, like, I don't know if you really like me for real.
Go ahead. On that long, buddy. I don't know if y'all remember. But last year, Darius Slay was on my podcast, and Michael is talking about how soft his teammate was, and Darius Slay just laughed about it. I'm like, oh.
I didn't hear anything about anything.
I heard Darius Slay and whoa.
Right, I heard Darius Slay laughing about it. You were choppy there. I don't remember.
My bad. Can you hear me now? That we good? We good? We all good? All right, listen. I was saying, I don't know if y'all remember, but Darius Slay went on Michael Parsons' podcast last year. And they was on the podcast, and him and Michael were like chopping up, laughing, blah, blah, blah. Michael Parsons was talking about how, one of the Eagles players, I don't remember what player it was, how he was soft or something like that. And Darius Slay just sat there and laughed. I'm like, hold on, ain't that your teammate? You're not going to defend your teammate? You just sit there and laugh. Like, stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's just a new age, and, it is what it is. But like I said, Brian Branch, he ain't soft. He got suspended. Jerome, what are your thoughts on Brian Branch, him getting suspended, and Juju Smith-Schuster leaking from his nose at the end of the game?
Let me
You're breaking up against. You're breaking up again, so we're gonna go to Coach. Coach, what are your thoughts?
All right, cool. So hopefully we get Jerome back on this one. But honestly, I'd love to see it. I'm here for it. Brian Branch literally said, and I quote him, these hands is rated E for everybody. And everybody can catch them if they feel like it. So I'm cool with it. My only concern is I understand you feel like, hey, they're trying to bully us, they're trying to talk crazy, but bro, the game is over at this point. I'm sorry. You just can't do that. You are too important to that defense. You are a key piece on that defense. And they cannot be losing you, especially when right now they are in a great position to possibly get the number 1 seed. Why are you going to hurt your team and not be in the important game? Especially when they're playing someone like the Bucks, who honestly, I don't care if they have injuries to wide receivers. That team is rolling right now, and they are finding ways to win. So you get suspended for a game like that actually can have playoff implications later on in the season. That's the only issue I have with it. The implications later on, you not being there for your team when they're going to need you, and honestly, one of the more important early or on games, that's my issue. But the fact that he threw hands, oh yeah, Juju, you still the Steelers. I don't care about that. Go ahead and be bloodied up. Take that. That's cool with me. Them hands is ready to eat for everybody, Branch. Tell them. Just don't do it, you get suspended.
Heard you. Jerome.
All right, y'all can hear me now?
He back.
All right, cool. I think of it in 2 different ways. Brian Branch, bro. Juju been that kind of player. He's been that kind of guy where he gets under your skin, he'll dance in front of you, he ticks people off. That's just what he does. Like, he's not that good to be doing that, to be honest. But nevertheless, Brian Branch, I think the only issue I have with him doing it is that he could have left it on the field because it was on the field issue. But I understand his frustration. Now, the part I'm not clear on, and maybe y'all can clarify this for me, is Patrick Mahomes went in for a handshake, and he didn't want to give him a handshake, which, to me, I don't care. That's fine. There's salty players all the time. They did that to Jalen Hurts or something like that. I'm not going to go over and fight about it. Now, my is between that and Juju happened. I don't know if y'all heard what happened in between, because I seen the part where Mahomes was trying to give him a handshake and he didn't give him a handshake. I don't know if Mahomes felt some type of way or Juju felt some type of way, but what happened in between? Because that's the part, that's the gray area that I'm trying to figure out. Like, did Juju go to Branch and start getting in his face, or did Branch go immediately to Juju and started it?
No, so
it was
Juju came to him.
Juju
came to him trying to say good game or try to say something to him. And in that exchange is what really sent Branch over that line for me.
That's not what happened.
Visually looked like to me.
That's not what happened. So as Patrick Mahomes went to shake his hand, he didn't. Juju was standing a couple yards behind Patrick Mahomes and yelled after I saw the interaction between Branch and Patrick Mahomes. My assumption is that Juju yelled something of like, yo, they mad, he tight right now or whatever, and then still wanted to kind of go over and I don't know if he wanted to shake his hand, but he did approach Brian Branch, but it didn't look like to shake his hand, and then Brian Branch teed off. That's what it seemed like happened to me. But I'll let you finish your thought, Jerome, before I come in.
So that decision. No, listen. Like I said, he do dirty, like he'll dance his face, he'll talk his stuff. Listen, like I understand. Like again, I don't condone the fact that he did it off the field, and he could have did it behind the field. I mean, in the field of play. But if you watch it, Juju did block in the back, hit him in the back, which could have hurt Brian Branch. You get what I'm saying? So all those people that's like, oh, you could have hurt Juju or blah 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 blah. Brian Branch could have been hurt on that play where you hit him in the back and he could have had a back injury. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not, everybody keep talking about the long history of Brian Branch's suspensions. By the way, which I have the list of suspensions, not like that bad actually. But everybody want to talk about the suspensions. Let's talk about what Juju's been doing over the years. He gets under people's skin. He antagonized people. He on social media talking ish. Like right after the Super Bowl with the Eagles, he was over here talking crap about the Eagles and this and that. And he made 3 plays in the whole thing. So
he made a play in there? Oh wow. I didn't realize you made plays in Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you play.
But this, he
made the game-winning play in that Super Bowl.
Play against the Chiefs, but nevertheless, you see a reaction to like he just like he knows because he's doing soldiers. I know because I played him a couple of times on different teams, like as the Eagles fan. He gets on people's skin and he does little dirty things like that, and then he try to like run away from it. You know what I'm saying? So like, in a sense, I kind of like I hope this is a lesson to him. And in other sense, like I wish that this didn't happen to Brian Branch because I actually don't think Brian Branch is an actual bad player, and everybody keeps trying to like, or a bad person rather. Everybody keeps trying to put this tag on him because he has these fines. And if y'all guys don't mind, if you want me to read off some to you, I do have it right here. But the fines that he have are football play type of fines, like face mask. He did have one. No, that's that one actually, the striking one. Unsportsmanlike contact, unnecessary roughness. That's football stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, helmet-to-helmet targeting, a hip drop tackle. That's football stuff. That's stuff that like sometimes that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he took the helmet and swung it off the head, and it was that kind of face mask. He had a face mask. Except for striking of.
So here's what I'll say. One, to your point of you hope that Juju learns. Absolutely not, because he won war. This don't bother him at all. He's like, I did exactly what I was trying to do. Get under your skin. You attacked me, and now you're suspended, and I'm not. I won. So what? You blooded my nose. Cool. You suspended. And to Darren's point, you got a very important game coming up, and you can't play. And that game could potentially dictate and determine seeding, and you can't play because you wanted to come at me, right? But I think this is more a situation of the Chiefs are not who people think that they are. Like, and the Chiefs are not who they try to portray themselves to be. They try to portray themselves as these upstanding, professional, nice guys. They're not. They're football players just like everybody else, and they got some guys that play dirty, play to and through the whistle, just like every other football team in the National Football League. We don't care that y'all just got the face of the league as your quarterback. Y'all play rough and dirty because it's a rough and dirty game. Like, that's just the point of it all. Like, but y'all try to make this and put this perception out that y'all are not. No, y'all play dirty. Y'all try to get under skin. Y'all got dudes on the team that basically that's their job to do that. And Juju's good at his job, right? Like, and that's what it is. That's why he's still on the team with low production. He's just good at what he does. And every team needs that. Juju's the guy that you don't want to play against, but you want him on your team. I would hate playing against Juju, and if I had to play against Juju, it wouldn't be me against the Chiefs. It'd be me against Juju. I'm to Juju every play. If I was playing the Chiefs as a DB, I don't care if I was the best DB on the team, and they were like, "Yo, we need you to guard Xavier Worthy for the rest of the game because he just torched us for two touchdowns." I'm be like, "No, I'm still on Juju for the rest of the game. He's that guy to me, right?" Because that's the type of guy. He's the guy that you don't want to play against, but you want him on your team, right? And that's just the way it is. That's football. And as far as the whole suspension and everything like that, yeah, he deserved to get suspended. But I don't have no problem with what he did. I have zero problem with it. The game's over. You came up to me talking crazy, and you got the game's over. Football's over now. Football's over now. Now we back to being men. We not professionals no more. We're not on the field for being athletes and doing our job. Like, no, football over now. Don't come talk to me crazy, especially after we lost, especially after y'all was playing dirty, especially if I was talking crazy. Pat Mahomes was taunting and never got one flag thrown for it. He got hit late on a hit by Aiden Hutchinson. It was a personal foul. They threw the flag. He runs up to Aiden Hutchinson's face. What are you doing, dog? Hitting you because it's football. What are you talking about? What am I doing? But then I bet you in the press conference they asked him about it. Oh yeah, well, I love it, and he's such a great guy. Out of here. It's football. I wanted you to know I was there. I hit you late on purpose. I wanted you to know I was there. I took the. I don't care. Bet you won't come my way again now, because it's football. That's what I'm talking about. The mentality of players nowadays is weird, bro. It's weird. Everybody, it's like, again, to Coach Wifey's point, y'all want to be friends. What are you doing that for? Because it's football, and I wanted you to know I'm gonna hit you if you come around here. If I get close to you, I don't care. I'm hitting you. Period. And Juju plays that way. If you come around here, I'm gonna try to take your head off. And Brian Branch is like, all right, you come around here and the game's over. Ain't no, hey, bro, ain't no refs.
Hands is ready to eat for everybody.
The game is over. We men on the street. What we talking about? What's up? What's really good? I'm gonna defend myself as a man, like point blank, period. So I have no problem with that. He deserved to get suspended. Juju did what he was supposed to. He did his job. He's the antagonizer on that team. He did his job. I have no problem with like, the only problem I have is this perception that the Chiefs try to put out that they don't play dirty, that they don't play a little bit past the whistle, that they don't do some because they're trying to be this we do it right team. Like, no, it's football. There's no team in the history of the NFL that's like clean as a whistle. None, not one, because it's football.
Yeah, I agree with you, Avery, because the whole thing with the Chiefs thing, and it is starting to get annoying because they was talking about, oh, what if Patrick Mahomes got injured during the whole thing? Huh? What? If Patrick Mahomes got injured, what are we talking about? Who is that?
Not just Colts.
Right?
That's my boy B Murphy.
Oh God.
But
they're doing good this year, but dang.
Yeah.
He got to let us know.
Everybody hype him.
He had to let us know. I ain't mad at it. But again, like I said, every team has that type of guy. Like it's just the reality of it. Like for example, look at a team like the Falcons. You know who that type of guy is for the Falcons? Quiet as kept. It's our left guard, Matthew Bergeron. He don't play no games. He's gonna hit you. He don't care. He don't care. He gonna hit you. We keep it clean as in Indy. We was victims of deflated. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bob Sanders was not playing clean. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you talking about. Bob Sanders was taking heads off. Get out of here. But like I'm saying, every team has that type of guy, man, and you need that type of guy. And every team has a Brian Branch who's like, I ain't gonna back down from that type of guy, like, because I'm that guy for my team. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
Probably miss from CJ bro. That's probably miss from
that's
CJ
just what it is.
And Brandon Graham.
I think it's a situation where I don't think he should have been suspended. I think he should have been fined. And the reason I say that is because it didn't happen during football. It wasn't a football play. It was, we on the street now. Granted, you're in the stadium. Yeah, the cameras haven't turned off or anything, but the game is over.
That was the issue. It was prime time. It was on TV.
But the game is over, and this dude stepped to me
but
at the end of the game,
gonna suspend for because it's on time. Have it, and that's why we have an issue with Patrick Mahomes. He's the image of the NFL. So anytime there's any issues with him or his team, there's a problem with the NFL. They're gonna suspend it because we have an image that we gotta protect. It was on TV. It was, you get what I'm saying? And it was right before a press conference.
I get it.
That's why.
I get it. I get why it happened. I just don't. I personally, to me, it's more. I would lean toward fine, not suspension. I get why though they went. Listen, how y'all think Dan Campbell handled it in, or how you might have handled it off camera? I think Dan Campbell is again the second outside. When it comes to coaches, I want to play for. Number one is Mike Tomlin. Number two is Dan Campbell. It's between. It's those two coaches. So I think he handled it well. He handled it how a coach is supposed to handle it. And I think in the locker room, he probably was like, good stuff. He probably dapped him up and was like, yeah.
I think he probably did a little bit more my route. Hey, dap up, great things, but we need you to not get suspended.
That of course. I mean, a player like Brian Branch, but a player like Brian Branch, you don't even have to say that. He knows. He already knows. It'd be different if it was somebody like Terrion Arnold, who's still, young and still showing some. It'd be Brian Branch know what it is. He's a captain. He's like, he know what it is.
Brian Branch has only been 2-3 years,
but he don't play like that. He don't have the mentality like that. He has a way more mature mentality on the standpoint of it's like, yo, how certain guys you don't have to say too much to them. It's like they get it. It's just that's just as simple as it. But hey, it is what it is. It is. I didn't care about that. What you mean? I'm saying we stop him up. Dan Campbell he's the coach's, he's a player's coach. I'm saying he with it. I'm saying he down with the vibes. I'm saying. All right, listen, we're gonna jump out off of that into our last segment here, and that's our Thursday night football preview. We have another good matchup. I don't know if it's going to live up to the hype of last week's matchup, because last week was absolutely a wild game. I don't think any of us expected, but it should be a good matchup. Steelers versus Bengals division game, and there's plenty of thoughts that are surrounding this game. But Jerome, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts about this game, and give us your outcome?
Avery, are you trying to piss me off?
What do you mean?
I
think he got. I think he broke. I think he broke the CEO.
You broke the CEO. You break it up. You break it up. I mean to break your heart again, but go ahead.
Did you hear what I said? I said, "Are you trying to piss me off?"
Again, what do you mean?
Listen.
Yeah, you brought up the Eagles loss. I'm sorry. You can't do that. You know how Eagles fans are.
You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't bring up the loss. I said it was a wild game.
Oh, we didn't expect that game. Oh. Anyway.
This is the truth.
Again, Eagles fans, it hurt them right here, man. It hurt them right here.
Bro, we don't like losing to a divisional opponents, bro. And the Giants at that, anyway. Still Super Bowl champ. Hey, hold on. Let me pull up. We still the champs, all right? We still the champs. Don't forget it. Hey, you see who's on the floor, right?
You're not the champs no more. You're not the champs.
Y'all see who that is, right? Y'all see.
I do love that part right there.
You like
Keep
that?
him right there on the ground.
You like that?
Flow.
You like that?
Love that part. Sorry, just that part. That part.
Hey, chill out, bro. Scatter boo boo, man. Scatter boo boo, lucky that.
I'm sorry with the scatter boo boos, man.
Hey, look.
Scatter boo boos still ran 3 touchdowns. I don't know how, but.
That
and by the way, y'all not the champs no more. It's a new season. Thursday night football.
We're the champs until we're not the champs anymore. Well, anyway,
you're not the champs anymore. It's a new season.
We are still the champs. We're the champs until we're not the champs anymore.
Can you claim the champion? Can you claim champs for this season? Nah, so you're not champion. But
who's the last champion? So
yeah, y'all are the last champion. I'll give you that. But
Can
you're
we
not
go back
champion.
to talk about Matt Ryan patting the ball?
all right.
How corny this game about to be.
I'm picking the Bengals. Picking the Bengals. I'm still not 100% hot takes. Yes, I'm picking the Bengals to win.
Clearly a hot take. Clearly.
Steelers defense is still not up to par to me. It's getting better, but still not up to par to me. I think that the Bengals are gonna catch them off guard because they're gonna sling the ball. They're gonna sling that thing. And Joe Flacco is not the best quarterback, but what he can do is sling that thing. And you got Jamar Chase out there, you got Higgins out there. And I think that they're going to be able to is going. Steelers offense is still haven't necessarily rested yet, and just looking at their opponents, they haven't really yet. Got it's more fun pick. It just feels like the Bengals going to take this one. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. We kind of lost you there at the end, but we got the end part of it. You still feel like the Bengals are going to take it. All right, Coach. What are your thoughts of this Thursday night football game, brother?
I'm thinking that our CEO is, a bit drowsy or something right now because he's kind of silly, saying that the Bengals might win against.
Hold on. They lost to the Seahawks, right? Then they beat the Patriots by only a touchdown. It's 21-14. Patriots still not the Patriots that they are now. They beat the Vikings only by 3, and they beat the Browns. That's the last 4 games. It's not that impressive, and they haven't been putting a lot of points up. The highest point total is 24. So go ahead. I'm not chuckling.
I mean, you made your case.
Last time the Bengals scored more than 20 points in the game this season.
Also, who was their quarterbacks all season?
Without Joe Burrow. Yep, that's my point right there. Steelers are winning this one. I hate to say it, y'all. Steelers, they're not great this year. They're just not. DK, yes, he is one of their only guys. It's nice that they have Jaylen Warren back. He can be able to run the ball for them, and we all know the Bengals defense as well. At best. I gotta rock with the team that is a more well-rounded team overall compared to the other. If we know that Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line can get to the quarterback with Herbig, with Watt, with Hayward, still running the show. I'm sorry, Joe Cool, you're good. I like you still. You brought us a Super Bowl at one point. Bruh, you're 40. You're not that mobile. And you're behind one of the worst offensive lines in the league. This is not a recipe for good things for you. This is the recipe for you to go into early retirement this year, buddy. So let's hope that you do not pull a Darius Smith and have to retire after this game. But again, Bengals, you're going to be some type of productive. Joe Cool is going to sling it. He does have a few weapons with Jamar Chase. He has T. Higgins still. So they do have weapons. But, sorry, Steelers is going to win this one. It's going to be a clear victory. And, sorry, if they let it go, the Steelers might blow them out 34-10. Just saying.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Jerome.
Real quick statistics. Last game, they lost to the Green Bay Packers, so I think we all agree that Green Bay Packers is a good team first. Joe Flacco passed for 45 attempts, 29 completions, 219 yards. That means that each he averaged about like 10 yards per pass, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. What that tells me is that he's getting the ball out quick. That's what that's telling me. He's sitting here trying to rocket it out and things like that. Jamar Chase, 10 receptions for 94 yards and a touchdown. This is their first game together. the first game together with that kind of chemistry. I get what you're saying about Joe Flacco. He's slow, blah blah, blah, but he still got an arm on him, and he still do good decision making. Not the greatest. He's still, and it's the reason why he didn't succeed with the Browns. You got to think about what real talent did the Browns have that the Bengals don't have. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different talent pool, and we always talk about Jalen Hurts and as long as
we're not going to compare Jalen Hurts to Joe Flacco right now. I'm sorry.
Well,
and we can't compare the weapons like that because, well, realistically, if Jake Browning was any type of competent, Jamar Chase would have had 10 catches every game that Joe Burrow's been out. If we had some type of competence at that quarterback level,
you're making my point.
In the league.
You're making my point.
Here's how I see it. I agree with both of you. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I think the Bengals are going to be way more competitive than people are giving them credit for. But I also agree that the Steelers are the better overall team, and I think that the Steelers are going to win. So do I think that the Bengals are going to get blown out? No, but I do believe that they're going to lose the game. I think having a real shot, to Jerome's point, to actually win the game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the game. And it's really to Jerome's point of, one, Joe Flacco's getting the ball out of his hands pretty quickly, and he's getting it to his playmakers. He's making, different things like that. I question if they're going to be able to run the football, because if you're throwing the football 45 times, it tells me that you probably aren't running the football pretty well. But again, with the dynamic playmakers they have in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I think that they especially being matched up against Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay, who are older in the tooth. Obviously, you still got Joey Porter Jr. and stuff like that. So, maybe Jalen Ramsey plays more safety in this game. I don't know, but it'll be a very, very interesting matchup. But because, and we'll go back to what Brandon said in the comments, I think it actually comes down to the defenses as well. And I agree with this take, because I think that the Steelers have a better defense, and I think that's why they're going to win the game. I think I don't know if that they're dominating or anything like that, but it seems like they're starting to gel a little bit, especially getting Herbig back. I think they're going to be able to put some pressure on the quarterback, because the offensive line isn't really good. And then on the back end, I trust their secondary more than I trust the Bengals. And Patrick Queen, quiet as kept, has been all over the field. He's been all over the field this year. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think if I was to pick a score, I'd say 31-24. But that's just me.
Real quick, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say anything else. Last 5 games, the Lions and Packers.
We're going to have him say it again.
We completely missed what you said. You broke that entire time.
We're going to have him say it again.
Say it again, please.
So the last 5 games, the Bengals paid the Browns, was the Browns, right? They lost to the Jaguars, but they lost to the Vikings. The last 3 games they played was the Broncos, Lions, and Packers.
What that mean?
Look at the competition they've been playing. They're playing pretty good teams.
I'm not saying that, again, so they're playing pretty good teams and losing to pretty good teams. The Steelers are a pretty good team. They're 4-1. The record says they're a pretty good team, and it's a division game, and across the board, roster-wise, they have the better team. I got the Steelers. I just understand why you would. I understand where you're coming from with the Bengals.
Where I'm coming from is the Steelers haven't really played anybody.
I won't say yay or nay to that. I'll say that your record, you can only play the teams that are in front of you. 100%. Coach, Coach,
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it there. I don't care if Patrick Queen is all over the field. He still can't cover none for a lick, so it don't really matter. The reason why the Steelers win is truly off of that D line. I don't care about that secondary. I don't trust them old guys in the secondary running on anyone. I trust that D line and what they've been able to do over the entirety of the season so far. Out of everyone, they are the ones that have been as consistent as need be. And when you have a dominant or a strong D line against a very known weak offensive line, that is a recipe for disaster, no matter how you want to split it. Don't care how fast.
I'll also say this. I disagree with Brandon's take as far as him saying that the only guy that they have is DK. I actually like Calvin Austin. I think Calvin Austin is actually pretty solid. I think it's more a product of the fact that Arthur Smith, from a passing game coordinator standpoint, sucks. He's a great running game coordinator. We saw that in Tennessee with the Titans. We saw that he built that offensive line that Atlanta has right now. Like, that's him. That running game was absolutely phenomenal by him. Last year, again, Najee Harris, over 1,000 yards. Once again, he can run the football. His passing game isn't the best. I think Calvin Austin is suffering from that. Do I think Calvin Austin is like, oh my God? Like, no, but I do think he's a solid guy. So that's the only thing. That's the only pushback I give there.
They did make Campbell Gainwell look like, a solid running back. And with Jaylen Warren out. So I give you that.
Just saying. That's what's me. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for us, okay? Unless y'all have some hot takes. Y'all got any hot takes that y'all want to drop? I mean, Jerome dropped one already by saying
I ain't got nothing for the Steelers or Bengals. That's going to be a corny game for me. But this week, I'm just saying now, I got some hot takes because there's a lot of good games this week. Lots and lots of good games this week. So,
hey, real quick,
y'all got to tune in.
Real quick, let's check out that record real quick. The game picks.
What record?
Ooh.
Okay, all right. Let's check out the game picks record. Real quick.
Yeah, just saying.
Juan and Coach, the Juan and only and Coach are tied in first place at 57 and 35-1. Sole possession of third place at 55-37-1. Jerome is at 53-39-1. Darius is at 52-40-1. Coach could be in sole possession of first place, but unfortunately, he missed that there were 2 Monday night games and did not put pick.
I ain't made that mistake again. Don't worry about it.
The Bears and Commanders game, and the rule is if you do not make your picks, you lose the game that you did not pick, and if you did make your picks for the week, you have to adopt the worst record of the week. You tie with whoever has the worst record of the week. And so yeah, that's what it is. Game picks, and you'll see.
I got all my game picks in this week.
You will see all of our full week game picks this Saturday. Our show this Saturday, so tune in, lock it in. We're coming back this Saturday. Air It Out podcast. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you guys for joining in. Indiana Jones for 300 yards against the Chargers. Not really a hot take, in my opinion. That's not really a hot take. He's been balling.
Maybe in the Chargers defense, yeah.
And I mean, but the Chargers they've looked vulnerable at this year. Just call it what it is. Like, they're good.
Hey, listen, when Justin Herbert be patting that ball, I mean, that's what happens.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stop patting the football. Like I said, that's going to do it for all of us. I'm sorry?
I'll be talking
you said you're
I'll be talking about patting balls.
I mean, because they got to stop doing it.
I'm trying to beat Avery to the punch, man.
No, you ain't got to beat me to the punch. But that's going to be for us at the Air It Out podcast. Again, brought to you by Inside the Hash. Do me a favor, scan that QR code that you see down in there in the corner and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head to the website, www.insidethehash.com. Check that out as well. You don't want to miss anything that we got going on. Again, podcasts and interviews and all the different things. www.insidethehashes.com. For Rome. For Coach, my name is Avery. It's the Air It Out podcast. And the reason that the Bills lost to the Falcons is because Michael Penix taught Matt Ryan. And all this offseason, Matt Ryan was telling them, don't pat the football. If you don't pat the football, you'll be able to
see why I'm trying to get ahead of the Jerome? because I knew it was coming. We all know it's coming. We gotta get
Y'all know what's coming. It's just that a matter of fact, like why we gotta get to that point? Like why we gotta do this one
Josh Allen
online?
bills
Like,
money.
it's crazy.